Greetings, groovy people. This is the self-proclaimed Blue Dragon, and I welcome you to this week's video. As usual, I'm opening up with some apologies, first off for the autofocus in this video, and my lack of energy this week. The week before last, I had a panic attack about some of the deadlines that I've got coming up, so my dude friend, my partner, and I, we worked on reorganizing my work situation, making sure that I can find things easier. And then last week, I went home for Mother's Day. Also, I've got a cough drop, so you might hear me with the cough drop in my mouth. I'm sorry if that annoys people, but I went home last weekend. Some of my family, they were under the weather, so not too surprisingly, I am now under the weather. But yeah, worse than last time. Last time I was sick, it wasn't even a thing. It was just a minor annoyance. This week, it really is kind of crappy. Not trying to have like a pity party or anything, you guys. I'm just apologizing for sounding so word of Wednesday lethargic. Oh my god, I'm going to bed after this. Yeah, I'm really not sure what I want to talk about this week with this video. The image that I'm working on, as soon as I got home, I started inking this week's post. This was before I started getting sick, and I wanted to make sure there was some extra detail, like some of the previous pages in Act 5. I've kind of slacked a bit on the details, so when I do the flip and edits and stuff of that nature, I will definitely try to put some more detail in it, and so that's why I do the stippling in the first panel on this page. We've got Kasima. She's temporarily projecting herself onto Renshaw and controlling this negative energy, these souls that she has collected and been harboring for centuries. So they're not really too self-aware anymore, just because they have been disembodied for so long and not in the state that they should be in. So they've kind of lost all consciousness, and they're a little unwieldy, but she's able to control them okay. There's only 3 pages left in Act 5, and then I think I'll take a brief break in between Act 5 and Act 6 so that I can do my thumbnailing for my original notes. I'm also, of course, in between acts on the revamp with Act 2 and Act 3, and while I do have some of Act 3 sketched out for the revamp, I've got a lot of work to do on that. It's not just a simple case of tracing. I was just kind of stream of conscious drawing things when I was at my parents' that. For Christmas holiday, I was working on the Act 3 revamp. So that's been sketched out for a while, but I have a lot of cutting down and editing and fixing of things to do, since I didn't have my work desk and I was just kind of working on things, trying to get it all out. So, yeah, not a lot to talk about with this page. I'm gonna end the act on a kind of a cliffhanger, so that'll be coming up, as I mentioned, in 3 pages. So that'll get me through part of the month of June, the end of May, and part of June with those pages. And there'll be a cover page. I haven't thought of what I wanted to do yet for the cover page for Act 6. I've got something sketched out from years ago. Well, no, actually, no. I added some of this in Act 6, so I changed things around. So I'm not sure. I'll have to think of a title page for that. But yeah, if you guys have any questions about that, feel free to ask them in the comments below. And I am still going to be working on new opening, closing cards. As I mentioned earlier in the video, I'm getting a little backed up. We thought we were going to be moving in May, and so I was doing a lot of packing and taking on like a lot of contests and stuff the past few months. I think I'm going to have to cut out doing that. I'd like to be part of the community and interact with fellow comic makers, but I'm just getting a little overwhelmed right now. and I need to make sure that I'm getting my own personal goals done before I interact with other people. So don't think of me as antisocial if you're from Comic Fury. I'm just a little behind right now, and I need to kind of cut back on some of that interaction and all that. This video is gonna suck so bad. But anyway, you're probably going to notice a change in the thumbnail, so they're going to look really ridiculously stupid. I'm trying to make them look a little more clickbaity, which I don't like to do, but I do want people to be able to find these, and apparently the algorithm on YouTube likes that kind of crap, so I'm trying to make them look a little more melodramatic. I'm not a melodramatic person usually. I try not to be. Maybe I am. Maybe friends and family would beg to differ, but I really don't like drama and stuff like that. But at the same time, I do want these videos to be found, so sometimes you've got to compromise and do things you don't, I don't know, things that, I mean, it just bothers me. It's not like it's a major moral issue that I'm debating over, you know, making silly looking thumbnails, so it's not the end of the world if I've got to compromise on that. Yeah, I really don't have anything to say. I mean, I've been having some conversations, and I'm saving a lot of that for questions and answers, in case I don't get any questions, from my patrons. So, this is a really boring video this week, you guys. I'm just not, my heart's not in it this week. I'm just really tired, and I just want to go back to bed. And I'm sorry, you guys shouldn't have to suffer that. Suffer. I just said I wasn't melodramatic. You shouldn't have to suffer. But no, seriously. I really should. I was contemplating holding off on recording this for tomorrow, but I don't know if I'm going to be feeling any better tomorrow, so I figured I might as well just get it out and over with now, so that I can hurry up and finish the editing and make sure that it's on time, because being on time is pretty important. I am going to also, well, I don't know, I've kind of stopped putting up little pictures and images during the video. I haven't really had any feedback on whether people like those or not, and like I've said, I've been pretty busy, so I haven't really had time to do my silly little drawings. I think I'll just play those by ear, and if I feel like drawing something, if inspiration strikes, I'll work on that. But yeah, I think that's kind of how I'm gonna do that. If you like them, let me know in the comments. The other thing, there's one more thing. Oh yeah, I am going to get back to finishing my card. The very first video I posted, besides the Patreon, you know, the video they want you to post on Patreon, the very first actual video I did was of a card series I'm working on, the Queen of Diamonds. I'm going to finish the other 3 queens. I am getting to it. It's just, I'm backed up, as I've said. So, I am going to get to that. It's been on my list. It's in my tray, my work to-do tray. So I am going to be working on that. I would say this year. I'm not going to say this month, and I'm not going to say June, but I am going to be getting back to that, because it's got a lot of views, and I actually had a lot of fun working on that other card. It was kind of out of my comfort zone. I mean, not like drawing, you know, feminine characters. That's not out of my comfort zone, but using the inks and painting and doing the gradation and stuff is kind of out of my comfort zone, so I think it'd be kind of fun to work on that again. This is a really boring video, you guys. I'm so sorry. I'll try to have more energy next week. Hopefully I'll be over this, and I can get back to my normal stupid sounding self. I mean, I still sound stupid, but now I just sound like I have no energy. Anyway, thank you guys so much for listening. I encourage you to like the video if you liked it. And subscribe if you want to see more videos. You can watch my other videos to see that I'm usually not this lethargic, as I mentioned earlier. And, you know, the notifications bell if you want to be notified of the videos. So, I am still going to make a little image for that I want to pop up at the end of the video when I get to it. So, thank you all very much. Peace and love. fare you well, and keep on trucking.